were puppets. At least that's what it felt like. Hey, 20 bands a month. What the?
Insane egos, and I think it's disgusting. It makes me sick to my stomach.
Oh, jeez! It's your boy moreterbear back with another video. Yo, we got an insane video. The video title is "The FaZe situation is insane." It's crazy. The FazeClan situation is crazy, and this is a video of Plagueboymax's input on why he left and why he felt so bad leaving FazeClan in the first place, as well as Banks' response. Yo, this video, oh my god, let's just get into it. Let's stop yapping. Before we hop in though, make sure you like, comment your favorite moment, comment what you think about this situation as a whole, as well as subscribe to the moreterbear family and join the Discord below. The moreterbear family, it's the first link. All right, let's go.
We had no control. Or it's like we're puppets. At least that's what it felt like. Anything could happen at any moment. They tried to make that pay 20 bands a month. What the? Making him look like this ego monster. Don't know the truth, bro.
I find you guys all to be incredibly ungrateful. I find you guys all to have insane egos, and I think it's disgusting. It makes me sick to my stomach.
Recently, FazeClan has been going through some of the worst turmoil of their life, where it seems like everybody is exposing what happened inside of FazeClan, specifically Plagueboymax, his cousin, along with even FaZe Banks, because he got shade thrown at him, and it seems like everything is just falling apart. From all of the new FaZe members, and even some of the OGs leaving, a lot happened today, and I want to dive into everything. So I don't want to yap too much. I want to start from the very beginning with how this all started in the first place.
Yo, at the end of this year, I think I'm gonna give a sit-down talk. I'm gonna talk about why 365 really ended and why I really left. Answer all the questions for y'all. I also got to tell y'all a bunch of that was supposed to happen and why it didn't happen, like food chain, 5-star house. There's that I just cannot talk about, and I know it make it look crazy, and I be hate farming myself by doing that, but it's like I'll take it on the chin, bro, because at the end of the day, chat, y'all gotta understand, people are fickle. Like, they'll hate you one moment, they'll love you the next, and hate you again.
There's gonna be a lot of background I need to add on the situation, so I'm gonna have timestamps in case you want to just hear what Plagueboymax said in his most recent stream. But for the uninitiated and unaware, FazeClan is an organization that was down in the dumps and basically ruined to all belief, with the owners being taken over by corporate greed and those people just trying to get as much money out of FaZe as possible. That content organization, which is what they mainly were, creating trick shot montages, playing video games, along with doing vlog era type content at the time, was being ruined inside and out, having a bunch of people leave and a bunch of people expose the mistreatment they were even experiencing from FaZe. Not only on a
like, the reason why FaZe doesn't work anymore is because these organizations are so fucking greedy. And bro, like, gone are the days where creators needed big orgs to kind of like house them and give them shit, deals, sponsors. Bro, you can literally do this yourself now. You're a creator. It's big 2025. We're in the big 2025. I mean, you could have people reach in your pockets and do things for you. You can outsource work. But at the end of the day, if you want to get a sponsorship yourself, you can just message them. It's that easy. It's literally that easy. And also, there's like apps that are in the App Store. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not here to talk about any of them, but I'm just saying there's apps that are existing in the App Store that are meant to help bridge the gap between creators and sponsors. Like, it's not rocket science anymore. It used to be really difficult to kind of reach out, but now we're in the big 2025. We have technology, we have knowledge, we have YouTube University.
Content side, but also on a business side.
The brand has been mismanaged and out for so long and controlled by the absolute wrong people. We've been working on regaining any sense of control or authority or anything at this company for a long time, and that deck, like I said, was made a year ago.
And this left a lot of people believing that FaZe was just gone, as its stock had plummeted. A bunch of people had left, and they basically had no real money or no real content creators that were trying their best to make FaZe a thing again. And so FaZe Banks, someone who is a prominent owner and original creator of FaZe, bought the organization back and decided to rebrand into this new era of content, which was streaming.
And you guys have heard the story a million times. I guess I can run it through one more time. We got stolen from us, me and my boys. Shout out Tommy, Rain, Apex, got it back. Did the only thing that there was to really do, which was wipe the slate clean, hit the reset button, give a fresh start. People told us we were dumb. People told me I was ruining FaZe. People asked me, who the is lazy?
Oh god, you actually did ruin FaZe. Oh shit. Yo, the people were right. The people were right, man. Oh my god. Damn, this did not age well, mud.
See, who the Plagueboymax, Stable Ronaldo, who the Silky? I guess now they know.
This new era of FaZe consisted of
We'll
some
never
of the
know.
highest viewed streamers in a recent day, that being Jason Ween, Plagueboymax, Lacey, Silky, and all of them have made tremendous content in recent years that have not only pushed their own brand but also the FaZe brand further and have recognized it in new light and basically gave it a whole new meaning to be a part of FaZe. Unfortunately for them, those times cannot last forever though, as even though FaZe was on a generational run from being named Org of the Year to FaZemas to having an amazing FaZe subathon, they all reached new goals and new heights they never thought they would reach. It seemed like that all came to an end once one crack was formed in the organization. That crack was Plagueboymax eventually leaving FaZe.
But yes, I'm leaving FaZe. Like I just say, I can't fully go into depth why I'm leaving FaZe, but I am leaving and I'm ready to, you know, embark on my journey. Work the hardest I ever have in my career, to do whatever I gotta do to make FiveStar the biggest possible, make myself the biggest possible. Just keep working like we have for the past 4 years. Anyone that's been watching me for a while, yeah, I know I was never like I always said, there's old clips where I got. I'm like, oh, I never joined a group, etc. Ended up joining a group, and I'm gonna be honest, it's one of the best decisions I ever made in my life, joining FaZe, like, for sure.
When Plagueboymax originally left FaZe, it seemed like it was for no real rhyme or reason, as the FaZe guys were on a generational run. All of a sudden, it came out that he had left the organization after doing a collab stream with them, so everybody was shocked, everybody was curious, and nobody really knew the real reason as to why he had left. He was just talking about building his own thing, being FiveStar, and having that actually be what he wants to focus on. Well, FaZe as an organization, a lot of people had seen help him in ways that even he couldn't explain. So when it came out that the reason Plagueboymax apparently left FaZe was purely because of equity reasons or because he didn't actually own FaZe, a lot of people started pointing at him and telling him that he is a terrible person. It basically ruined FaZe for no real reason.
Shout out to everyone in FaZe. I love all of them. They're my boys. I don't own FaZe. I don't own FaZe, gang. No ownership. I want to build something. If you're hurt because you're mad that I want to build something for myself, sorry, I don't know what to tell you, because I'm still gonna do it, and I'm gonna make this FiveStar the big ever, and me the ever that don't.
See, that tells a lot without being said, because he said he owned 0% of FaZe. He doesn't own anything in FaZe. He's not even an investor, right? So why invest in the next man when I can invest in myself? You feel me? Exactly what Drake did. He's trying to leave and shit. But yo, that's a separate topic. But I'm just saying, like, my nigga, the reason why I'm not working a 9 to 5 is so that I can work for myself, right? So that didn't change. You know what I mean? And I fucking respect Plagueboymax for, you know, taking a step and leaving. You know, he saw shit didn't work for him, and then, you know, he continued on doing his own thing.
Don't mean I don't. Don't mean I won't. Don't mean I won't do these.
Damn,
I love them, my boys. But at the end of the day, bro, I'm gonna do what I feel is right for me. And then when you see work out down the line, you'll see what I mean. That's all I'm gonna say. I love these though, but I gotta make grown man decisions. I'm 22, I'm not 18 no more in my mom room.
A lot of FiveStar, which is Plagueboymax's own community, along with other people inside of the FaZe community, from Jason Ween to Stay Ronaldo all the way to Lacey, all of their comms were genuinely mad at Plagueboymax, especially with this explanation, because it just seemed like he wasn't giving a real reason as to why he left FaZe, and that fact being ownership and being that he wants to focus on FiveStar, which is his own comm, really did upset them a lot. It didn't feel like an actual genuine explanation as to why he would destroy the so-called friendship that he built with them. But when you look at the current state of FazeClan, Plagueboymax was just a pioneer of what was yet to come, as the FaZe members that did stay and didn't leave like Plagueboymax are currently going through some turmoil with FaZe as a whole, to put it lightly, and this led to them being MIA from the entire internet, their communities, and basically going silent, with some people having to speak up for them, like Marlon, who is closely tied to them, explaining that they are going through some troubles right now and for their communities to give them grace.
This has nothing to do with, you know what I'm saying, the guys, whatever that is. I'm gonna say right now, we just cannot speak about what's going on with them. I cannot say anything. That's why I'm just trying to be very careful with how I word things.
I just find it very funny, like, this is from the last video, but like, I still find this hilarious that people thought because everybody was going silent, the FaZe boys were getting evicted from this mansion right here. But little do everyone know, this is the FaZe mansion that he's Marlon's streaming from. Like, so everyone's like, yo, why are you there? Isn't everybody getting evicted? It's like, no, that's just fucking false news.
I'm be honest, that's why I said they will come out and whenever they feel ready to talk whatever is going on, you know what I'm saying? That's it. You know what I'm saying? I was not live either, and that was it. And that's pretty much what it is, bro. What I want to say is, though, what I do want to say is just have some grace on them, to all the communities, to all their communities. I'm going to say this right now. This is just for me speaking. You know what I'm saying? Just have some grace. Why are y'all putting the Illuminati thing before? They love y'all, obviously, all of it. And in due time, when they're ready, whatever they are going on, they will come out and explain.
While I unfortunately don't have an explanation from the FaZe members that are going through this turmoil, we actually do have some actions to show for them though. As most recently, all of those new rebranded FaZe members actually left FaZe, like Stable Ronaldo, Lacey, Jason Ween, along with FaZe Adapt, who was an OG and gave FaZe a better part of half of his life, being a porter for 14 years, yet still leaving due to all the turmoil and terrible things that were happening during the organization. And this left a lot of people questioning and wondering what could possibly be happening with FaZe to have all of these members all of a sudden just leave an organization that not only brought them to the highest heights they've ever seen, but basically formed a brotherhood like no other. And while we don't have anything from them, we do have things from other people like assistants, or even people adjacent to FaZe that have talked about the crazy things that have been going on. Way before Plagueboymax actually hopped on his stream, his cousin, who was closely tied to him and even a part of some meetings, came out and exposed some crucial things that were happening while he was a part of FaZe.
Funny money, they do funny money, and now they're just doing funny money towards everyone. But I want to talk about business, but they did some weird chat. They done some weird, because he's still part of something. I'm not going to talk about everything, but all I'm going to say is, let me make it simple for you. I don't want in FaZe to feel crazy that they're still in FaZe, like where it's like forcing them to leave. That's why I didn't even say nothing to begin with, because I don't feel like I gotta leave now. You feel me? But basically, it's like, how you gonna go off of FaZe, and then when it's time for like you get paid because didn't go out in your favor, you try to R word that turned you up. Like, I'll give you one part. Gang, you see that little townhouse that Max was in FaZe? They tried to make that pay 20 bands a month. What the? Or give a percentage of myself. What the? But Max is such a good, he just, yo, bro, I just want to, and now like Max look crazy, look like egoed out. No.
Yo, the funniest part is Fatboy Dip, right? That's Plagueboymax's cousin, for people who don't know. So he's literally just saying everything that Plagueboymax can't say because he didn't sign that NDA. That boy didn't sign no NDA. So for every room he's in, every conversation he's in, I mean, every room he's in involved with Banks and Plagueboymax, he's literally there, right? Everyone else signed NDAs but him. So like, they're passing on information as friends, right? But little do they know, he's picking up on everything in the background. Like, he's literally jotting down everything. Okay, he did this. Okay, he said this. All right. And now he has all the receipts, and he's just laying it on everybody for everybody to know. It's crazy. He was a background spy this whole time. Yo, Plagueboymax is smart as fuck. I ain't gonna lie, man. Shout out to Plague. Boy.
Not cool though. Like, making the chin, making him look like this ego monster. Don't know the truth, bro. So of course he's gonna look like this. Oh, this just worried about himself.
Because at the time, Plagueboymax's cousin, who you just heard spoke, was basically his assistant. He was able to sit in on some of these talks and get in on the conversations that were actually happening when it came to the FaZe as a collective. But since he didn't have to sign any papers, when he comes out talking about it on stream, no real collateral things can happen to him. And because of this much needed clarity that he was giving, a lot more people were looking at FaZe as one of the strangest and weirdest organizations in the entire world, due to how they were treating their creators that literally brought back this brand that was in the dirt and no one truly cared about. And it gave much needed clarity to the stuff that was happening with Plagueboymax when he originally left, even though the amount of hate that he was getting was unjust because of the things that were happening here. But obviously it wasn't just going to be him that spoke on the situation. With a couple hours after everything coming out, all of the FaZe members leaving, Plagueboymax took to his stream to speak on the situation even further. Obviously not as much as he would like to, because he is bound by certain contracts of things he can and can't speak on, but he gave as much detail as he possibly could.
Good times. Was cool for the most part. Hiccups here and there, but nothing where it was like ever be a major issue. Even when we had our little issues, it was never, this is something that would break up, something that would potentially be a huge issue. Then FaZe Miss 1 happened. Everything's still smooth. As I know, FaZe Miss last year, 2024, is a great vibe. There was a stream later on into the month where I'm not even going to specifically name names, because if he was there, it's not the most big deal. But we had a sponsor and didn't end up doing the sponsor. After that happened, according to the assistants and staff of the creators, they said that FaZe has pulled everybody for the rest of the month and said
early. This is the first time
What?
where in my head I went, so how much control do we have here? And how much control do we have over us?
After a short altercation with Plagueboymax, FaZe, and the rest of the collective had with a sponsor, it opened his eyes to how much control he actually has over the company, which makes...
First of all, something wasn't said before he signed. Actually, not even signed, but like, of course. Okay, come on. He has to sign something because he can't say certain things. He signed an NDA, but what else did he sign? I'm curious. I'm curious to know what else he signed and didn't understand his power and what control he has in the organization. You feel me? Yeah, that something's not right there because it's like, why is he even asking himself that? You should already know the terms and conditions before you even got to FaZe, right? I don't know. Maybe it's a misunderstanding. I don't know. Or he's just special ed. I have no idea. Hey, man. I don't know, man. I don't know anymore.
Makes sense. If FaZe over a whim is able to just pull people that are supposed to come on your streams or are supposed to be sponsored with y'all, it really is going to make you sit there and wonder, dang, I'm the one putting in all of this work. I'm the one creating all of this content. Yet at one small inconvenience or one small whim, y'all can take away everything that I've worked hard for. Not mainly everything, but just things that we have worked to try and gain, like sponsors, maybe guests, or even a house that they could possibly be staying in, because while they might be paying for it as a collective, FaZe is still helping in with a large majority of the money, giving them things like PCs, houses, or whatever they could possibly want. And if they're able to just take that all the way because they're not moving how they want to, it's going to make you question the company that you're supposed to be a part of. Because at the end of the day, it's supposed to be a brotherhood, like you're having fun with a bunch of friends, but you are still at the end of the day at the whim of a company. That he goes into more depth in, as they actually did worse things further on in his career.
Move into January. Y'all know I started 365. Someone at FaZe had introduced me to my old manager, Brandon. Shout out, Brandon. Y'all probably seen him, tall white boy with hair. You feel me? Yeah, 153. Oops. Brandon had falling out with person who introduced me. And person who introduced me tells me, according to my assistant and my creative director at the time, who were sitting in on all calls because they're on my team, I have to fire my manager and get rid of him, or I can't be here, when they're the person who introduced me. Video proof as well of
That
this
was
meeting.
wild.
They were there.
Another altercation like this just showed how much control FaZe actually has over Max, specifically with the person that he is introduced to, that being his new manager at the time, being able to be taken away at a whim just because someone in the higher ups of FaZe, he didn't specify if it was corporate side, an actual member, maybe like even FaZe Banks, telling him that he has to get rid of him or he is going to get dropped from the organization. When you have demands like that or terms like that and people doing those things, it really is going to make you question if you want to stay there or not, because you don't know what misstep you could possibly make that's going to make you be exiled from the org that you put so much hard work and time.
Imagine the stress.
This org is helping them and pushing them up and moving them forward in their career. At the end of the day, this brand would be nothing without people like Plagueboymax, Jason Oween, Stable Ronaldo actually streaming and improving it in the ways that they have. So while they are over here using all of this power to basically drive them away, there is no FaZe organization, at least in this new era, without any of them. But of course, more altercations happen, and Max goes more in depth on things that he's also experienced being a part of FaZe.
Y'all remember when Lacey got kicked from FaZe? He really got kicked from FaZe. He got kicked from FaZe because according to the assistants and the staff and the cameramen, they said that he had missed a video shoot or something, and we were missing video shoots, and so he actually got kicked from FaZe. No.
Who actually thought that was real though? Who actually thought that was real? Let me know if you not actually thought that was real in the comments, because bro, I thought it was fake as hell. I was like, yo, they're just trying to do a publicity stunt. Like, they're trying to just do promo and all that shit. Because, bro, who's watching Lacey streams, bro? For real, though. Who watches Lacey streams, bro? Like, I know who he is. I know what he looks like. But, like, who's really sitting down and watching a Lacey stream? I don't know, y'all.
He was allowed back in a couple, later, because I had convos, but yes, he got kicked from FaZe. So my point of this is to tell y'all this. We had no control. There was no control. Or it's like we're puppets. At least that's what it felt like. You get what I'm saying? Anything could happen at any moment. Bro, Lacey loved FaZe. This campaign for this hard as Like, how can that happen, bro?
Based on everything Plagueboymax
What
is
is
saying,
that?
it seemed like FaZe from the start was going to have this downfall happen. As multiple of the members seemed unhappy, it can't be just him that would be upset with Lacey getting kicked. Lacey himself was definitely upset too that he's getting kicked for just missing a FaZe shoot. And they put in so much work, so much grind in order to rebrand and do everything they possibly could. If you are having somebody have this much control over you, you're going to question if you really want to do this. And at the end of the day, what you're building for yourself is a brand that you want to have value, that you want to influence the world. And you're not going to be able to do that if somebody else is calling the shots 24/7 and able to fire you basically out of whim from a group that you've already put in so much effort and hours into. What makes it 20 times worse too is not only that all of these altercations happened, but when Plagueboymax actually came to his decision to be like, hey, I'm just done with FaZe, it wasn't even like the FaZe boys were too upset about it. It was actually the staff that was a part of FazeClan that was sending him crazy types of threats, talking bad about him.
I gotta commit. I know I can't be here, bro. Did this wrong multiple times, according to the assistants. As a man, what do I look like, bro? I gotta fight for it. Not fight for it, but I gotta go after what I believe is right and what I want for myself. Even though it's corporate, it's not my boys. You know what I'm saying? And they had to catch some of that too. Now, the reason why a lot of it I didn't, was never said was because at the end of the day, if I came out and said or said whatever the day I left, now it puts them in a position where they look crazy for staying when they wanted to stay. And at the end of the day, if they wanted to stay, they want to stay. That has nothing to do with me. I freed myself. Hopefully they can figure it out one day. You feel me? Or if it work and everything's smooth, everything's smooth. When I left, I got told that was there. I'm not talking about the boys who work for. I got told it'd be the worst decision of my life. I got told I would KMS without being in it. I think God, I bet on myself.
That was Max's full side of why he left FaZe, and it makes sense. No one wants to be in a work environment like that. You feel like you're walking on eggshells because your career could just disappear any minute, or the organization that you held put up to the forefront of streaming nowadays could just kick you off of their roster really because you did something that they didn't like, that you have been doing for a good minute now. And it seemed like he already knew the rest of the FaZe members were going to follow suit with the way that the whole organization was being run. At the end of the day, he described it as freeing himself, and if he felt like he was in shackles or this was hindering his content, then in due time, obviously the other FaZe boys that were being hindered by this same constraint that FaZe is putting on them was going to want to leave too, so that they can pursue what they wanted to do in content creation. Eventually, obviously that happened due to the fallout that happened with FaZe and the rest of those content creators today. Unfortunately, there was still more drama that came from this, because after Plagueboymax told his entire story, he actually looked and reacted to a tweet from FaZe Banks, a former FaZe member who had left around 5 months ago, and played a laugh track to what he had said. I have nothing to do with what's going on at FazeClan right now. I left 4 months ago and have moved on with my life. I'm fortunate to see, wishing everybody involved the best. If there's anything I can do to help, I'm here. Nobody loves FaZe more than me. And obviously this could not go well with FaZe Banks to the point where he wanted to step out and talk bad about everything that happened in FazeClan, throwing shade at basically every single member.
These streamers, all of them, every last one of them, are forced to appeal to their comms and their chats and narratives on Twitter. And if they don't, they lose viewers. If they don't, they take a hit financially to their career. And this has a huge effect on who their friends are, who they're in relationships with, all of it, everything. Yeah, all this drama is created, and we get on a call 5 months ago and the guys are like, listen, we're over the drama. We think it's best if you just like publicly step down from FaZe, just to cool down the drama online. I reacted very emotionally to this. I was obviously took it very personally and was offended because, again, I used my entire network, every dollar that I've ever made, everything that I've ever had, this brand that I built, I used all of it as leverage to start these guys as a content group and to kick off with the sole goal and intent to bring FaZe back to the top, which we did. We did that all collectively, and none of them could ever dispute the fact. Max just said it himself on his stream. Joining FaZe was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. I've heard that from Lacey. I've heard it from Silky. I've heard it from Jason. I've heard it from Ron. I've heard it from Adapt. I've heard it from every single person that's ever joined FaZe, specifically these guys. And I'm here to tell you, as former FaZe Banks, this was one of the worst decisions I've ever made in my entire life.
FaZe Banks comes out basically saying that he is frustrated with everything that's happened with FaZe. And it makes sense that he was the brand owner and basically the entire face of it that made this rebrand.
To be honest, nobody really asked for him to invest into FaZe, though. He said he invested his own money, right? Invested all that, and it's his worst. It's the worst thing that happened to him in his life because all of them pretty much used him. I mean, shit, whoop-de-doo, like, you know what I'm saying? You can't really you can't bite the hand that feeds you, but at the end of the day, Mud, we're not really animals, and we never asked. Like, the FaZe boys never asked for his help financially. You know what I'm saying? So until maybe I see more receipts. I don't know.
Happened in the first place. He was the one that recruited everybody that's in New FaZe, and everyone that left recently apparently is the reason that he left himself. And it kind of sucks from his perspective if what he's saying is true, that they basically kicked him out, did all of this stuff for them, and at the end of the day he gets nothing but scraps and is put in debt because of FaZe. That was the main reason why he said it was one of the worst decisions of his life, because he is millions of dollars in debt trying to rebuild this brand that
nobody asked that
he
though.
Is letting these kids in his eyes walk away with.
Nigga got finessed and now he's mad.
Even kick him out, even though he was the one that put them on in the first place. He doesn't even stop there. He continues on saying that them as a whole, as a group, is basically fake. Not only them as a streamer and as a collective, but them being together as a group. They actually don't even like each other, and behind scenes have been talking bad about each other for the longest time.
I just watched some clips from this Plagueboymax stream where he's playing a laugh track over my tweet. Max, I know we've had like our individual differences, and I know I haven't really seen eye to eye with a lot of the talent, because truthfully and honestly, I find you guys all to be incredibly ungrateful. I find you guys all to have insane egos, and I think it's disgusting and makes me sick to my stomach that your guys' relationships with each other and with every other streamer, and your community included, is so incredibly fake. You guys are the best actors on planet Earth, and you've made a complete career out of all of it. Max, these are your boys, but these are the same guys that said they hated your guts after you left, and you know you're the program and you have an ego on the side, you think you're Travis Scott and this and that, and also like Max, multiple conversations about how Ron's content's cringe and you guys didn't adapt. None of you guys.
I mean, he got a point there. I think Lacey's content's kind of cringe. I ain't gonna lie. Ron, it's getting there.
In the beginning, you guys didn't want these guys to live anywhere near you. You barely wanted to share a brand with them. But FaZe was gonna fund a Miami house for you, Rage, Silky, and Kason. So we'll take what we can get. And then it all worked, and we forced this relationship. And I was called and I was told then I was ruined.
I mean, he forced the relationship. He forced it. He did. He did. Hey, again, they never asked for him to be in a relationship. He said he forced it. That's his own words. He forced it. It's him. He did it.
Phase, and now 2 years later it wound up being the best thing that ever happened. So you understand why I'm sitting here and I'm frustrated.
FaZe Banks' entire speech was around 13 minutes. I'm not gonna play that entire thing for you, but you got the gist of mainly what he was talking about from those two clips. Calling out the new FaZe boys, saying that they were all fake to each other, talking bad behind their backs, and that streaming in general and them specifically are always being fake and just abiding by whatever their comm wants and whatever their community wants, which is some crazy accusations to put on some people, especially when they all still technically do content together. Even after Max left FaZe, you could still catch them doing streams together, but if they're all fake to each other and genuinely don't like any of them, then it's pretty odd and weird to say, and it's gonna make a lot of people look at FaZe as a whole very differently. What makes it even worse is he goes in depth, bring up examples of how he's being framed as some malicious guy who is trying to take everything from not only FaZe as a whole, but just the specific people he's put on in FaZe, that being Jason, Ron, Lacey, all of them, when that can be farther from the case according to him.
When all I've ever wanted to do is help FaZe be successful. That's all I've ever wanted to do. That's the only intent. Where's the money?
What about rug pulling though?
I was trying to take everything from everybody. Where is it? Then why the am I millions of dollars in debt? It's in Plagueboymax's bank account. It's in Silky's bank account. It's in Jason, Ronaldo, Lacey's bank account. I wish this never happened. I wish that I never did any of this. And they'll all still tell you this was the best decision they ever made in their life. I'm emotional and I'm passionate. I'm never going to apologize for that. Anything that I do, anything that I speak on, anything that I work on, any talent that I with, anything that I touch, I will always be 100% 2 feet in. That's just who I am. And everything that I'm telling you guys right now is straight facts.
From the beginning, since Plagueboymax left FaZe, to the current state that FaZe is in now, with basically all of the new members being gone, to FaZe Banks, a former member and the person that brought the rebrand to where it was, speaking out about the entire org as a whole, FaZe is going in the worst direction possible, and soon will be in the exact same state before everyone that we've seen leave had joined the brand in the first place. And genuinely, with all these accusations coming out and everybody pointing left, right, and sideways, it makes you wonder what
how they found around
else I
him.
was going to say, because these allegations from Plagueboymax onto people like FaZe Banks and the rest of their collective, or accusations from Banks to the rest of the FaZe boys, is very crazy and very sad to see. With all of them apparently even coming out, like FaZe Banks himself saying that he's going to get on a live stream and go more in depth with receipts showing the crazy stuff that they used to be saying. And with all of this stuff coming out, all you can think is that we're going to get some of the craziest insight of what it's actually like to not only be a popular streamer in these situations, but also to be a part of an org like this where people are apparently being two-faced and faked all the time, according to these allegations. But at the end of the day, these are just allegations without proof, and it's only a matter of time before we get not only some proof, but also some more voices on the situation. As a whole though, this entire thing again is still crazy and insane, and seeing it unfold like this is pretty unfortunate, and speaking out on things like this only gets more and more people caught in the crossfire, and probably going to cause people like Banks to come out and share more and more receipts and basically tear down relationships that wouldn't have been affected if people just kept this stuff offline.
Nah, we're ready.
At the end of the day though, that is just how I feel.
We're ready.
You feel the
We are ready for those receipts, man. Bring it on. Let's go. Woo! Yes, the downfall of Banks. Yes. Man, we've all been waiting for this, bro. We're trying to find more receipts, man. Thank you so much for reaching the end of this video. Make sure you click this next video for the next reaction, for the next part. Okay, we're diving deeper into this situation. Okay, and yo, guys, what y'all think about this video? What y'all think overall about the situation? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to join the moreterbear family Discord. First link in the description as well. Okay, and guys, if you have any other reactions, any other clips you want me to react to, you can DM me here on Instagram at turmoil. Okay, all right. Make sure you click this next video, and I'm out. Peace.